Good morning, everyone. We'll continue here in the words of the Chazon Ish, EMUNAH u'bitachon, and he says like this: Balei achayim mishnavim im ha'adam b'mivnei haguf u'bechinosav u'skulosav. If you think about it, says the Chazon Ish, animals here in this world, they're similar to humans in the mivnei haguf, in the structure of their bodies, and the characteristics and the capabilities as well. Choymer gufan, the material of their body is basav adam, is flesh and blood. Gid, etzem, v'karma, it's sinu, bone and membrane. Vehem bali nefesh chiyunus, they have living beings, would have some kind of a soul. Bali chushim k'moy adam, they have senses, taste, see, smell, just like a person does. Nizaynim kivnei adam, they're nourished in the same way that human beings are. Bali shnei minim zachar nekeva, and just like humans, they have genders, male and a female. The advantage that man has over the beast, over the animal, is that we have wisdom and we have speech. Meaning on a physical level, so Charles Darwin was not so wrong. The body of the animal and the body of the human being has a lot of similarities over there. And that's why when you're about taiva and you're looking for excuses to do what you want to do in life, you come up with a tremendous theory. The monkey is my uncle, and therefore we cut from the same cloth. Look how similar our bodies are. Look how they function. Look how they deal. However, says the Chazon Ish, that might be true in a physical sense, but in intellectual and a spiritual sense, as we're going to see there, the human being, the Tzelem Elokim, the one who is imbued with godliness and a soul, he is completely different than the world of the animal kingdom. And he goes on to explain the following: Balei achayim mishamshim es ha'adam. Animals are here to serve as man. Kemo shor la'oil, an ox is used for a yoke. V'chamor lamasa, and the donkey is used for carrying heavy loads. Umechina mazon la'adam, and they help to prepare food for a person. Chalav u'beitzim, you take the milk of a cow. The beitzim, the eggs of a chicken. And you can have some animals that give off their wool. The sheep give off their wool for a person to be able to wear, to make clothing. And some of the animals are actually food for people. All the kosher animals that we're allowed to indulge in. The animals were created in different categories and many different species. And their nourishment is very different one from the other. Either it means that the animals themselves are nourished differently, or each one can provide its own nourishment for a person. And there are certain animals that people get no seemingly benefit from, like beasts of prey, or snakes, and vermin and insects. Nevertheless, these which you don't see the immediate benefit from, they in fact do serve the world, and the world is in need of them, even though for us it might be unknown purposes. And sometimes a person can even be punished through one of these animals. A snake bite, Rahman al-Islam. A bee sting, God forbid. And sometimes you can just examine these animals, which you can't eat. You can't get any wool from them or the like. Nevertheless, you can learn from them wisdom and moral lessons. Like the Gemara says, if we wouldn't have a mitzvah to be a zariz, to be so quick and alacritus, we would learn everything out from the ant. You see, an ant is able to carry a load that is like 100 times its weight, and it does it efficiently and with diligence. We would learn from the ant. And by now we become so accustomed to their existence. And we feel that if they would not be around in the world, if you wouldn't have all these, the vultures and the snakes and the ants and the bugs and the beetles and the like, so then the world would be lacking something. And therefore the world itself really would not even be beautiful and complete unless you had these beasts of prey and these wild animals that seemingly have no benefit. However, Hashem put them in the world. What would a world be without a lion? What would it be like without some kind of a beast of prey that is running wild in the African jungles that we can see the grandeur and the glory of it? What would it be? The world would be lacking. And therefore we understand that whatever Hashem put into this world is because He wants there to be a shleimus, a completion in the world that would not exist without them. Have a wonderful day.